Well, you know, in history, we don't have all these kids that were killing themselves because they were born in the wrong body. Do we?
We do.
You've got some evidence for this, do you?
I do. Are you familiar with the story of Lou Sullivan? Lou Sullivan was.
I'm not looking for one anecdote because I can give you all sorts of stories of people who killed themselves after transitioning too. I'm looking for actual scientific evidence that if we don't transition children, they're much more likely to kill themselves.
That's the thing. Here's the thing. So,
well, if you're old enough to get a job at like 14 and 15 and start making those life-changing choices, why can't you lead your life as the right gender at that age?
And you don't need to transition.
Can you answer that question?
Medically,
I make huge choices about my life at like 16 and 15 that affect me today in my education, and that was a-okay.
Do you think you have matured and your thinking has changed since you were 10, for example? Do you think it's changed since you were 15?
And it's going to change a year from
Unfortunately,
now. That's right. That's right.
And it's going to change a year from now from you. And a year from now from you.
Oh, not so much. My brain's pretty much fully developed.
I sat down and I said, Apollo, you can live the rest of your life as a woman. And I thought how that would play out and how I could be and how I would live. And I knew if I did that, that would be a lie. Because it wasn't so much about, you know, being a woman and being that idea. It was about being who I was. And I'm a man. And I've always known I'm a man. And I wish I didn't have to transition. I wish I didn't have to put myself in another box, you know, like jumping from...
Why not just dress like this and...
Because that's not me.
Act however you want to act.
Because that's not me.
No, I'm saying dress however you want. Express yourself however you want.
But
you're still a woman.
Why transition? I'm not a woman.
Well, why mess with your body's natural processes?
No.
I'm talking about the medical harm, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So why take on all this medical harm, sterilize yourself, take away your chance to have a family, all the problems that come from testosterone? Why take on all that when you can just present yourself however you like?
Well, because I thought about that.
I'm going to leave you, dude, because I can't be from the
all right, that's all right.
Yeah.
People get triggered, it's okay.
I think it's important to take the time to talk to people like yourself.
I like to have conversations. I'm not here to be a jerk.
No, we're not here to argue. We're here to educate each other. You have your point of view, and I have my point of view.
So we agree we shouldn't be doing this kids, hey?
I agree that there should be more steps,
safeguarding,
and safer. Like I believe education should be in place. More education and more like awareness. I think people need to transition, and when you deny people the right to transition, people are going to get more hurt because they're going to access illegal hormones, or they're going to go to places where it's not as safe. You know, you're a man, right? And you know you're a man. And when you wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror and you say, I'm a man.
Well, it's not really a choice.
Exactly. It's not a choice.
That's right.
So,
I'm just a man.
Exactly. So it's that realization of, I'm just a man. And unfortunately...
Well, there's no right way to be a man.
Exactly. And there's no right way to be like a woman, right? Like...
Correct. This is what I argue all the time, is that there's no... See, my issues with kids, right? My argument is there's no right way to be a boy or girl. And if a girl wants to climb trees and play in the dirt and hates dresses, guess what? She's a beautiful girl. That's what she is.
Yeah.
And she doesn't need to change a thing about herself. But this ideology is teaching these kids that just because they don't conform to sexist regressive stereotypes, that they must have been born in the wrong body. And they need to physically change their body to find true happiness. And these kids are lied to and told that they're going to kill themselves if they don't transition, which is a really coercive, manipulative, awful thing to say. And this whole ideology in the first place, teaching that children might be born in the wrong body, is extraordinarily psychologically abusive. You teach that to a kid just because they're a little different. And by the way, these kids are always struggling with other things as well. As you probably know, a lot of these kids have suffered sexual abuse, trauma. A lot of them have autism, etc.
And so have I. I'm autistic.
All right.
I've suffered a lot of severe trauma growing up. And I had to look at that and I had to say, what is me? And what's my trauma and what's me? I had to get my testosterone off the street.
Oh, wow.
Well, I was being denied healthcare. I'm still being denied healthcare, and I'm not being denied healthcare because I'm autistic. Because I'm trans, I'm being denied healthcare because I'm autistic. He was in the process of giving it to me, and I couldn't wait that long because I was going to kill myself. I said, James, like, if you don't, like, I am going to kill myself. I'm so gender dysphoric. I wake up every day. I'm in the wrong body. I'm going to school. I'm being misgendered. I'm being bullied. I can't take it. I'm living a lie. I'm not living a good life. So I went out on the street and I said, okay, you know, do you know anyone who will give me a testosterone prescription? And I got an illegal testosterone prescription. I started it illegally because of they were taking too long to get it to me.
My old man words of wisdom would be, life is a long time, and testosterone doesn't belong in your body in the doses that it is, and it's going to lead to serious health effects.
And that's okay, because if I could, I'd kill myself. If I had access to suicide, like made in dying, and I'm looking at the camera when I say this, I would kill myself. I am autistic, I am trans, I am disabled, and I want nothing more than to kill myself. With what I've gone through and what I continue to live, my life isn't worth living. And if I had access to suicide, I'd do that, because that would make me feel like my life would be worth it, unfortunately.
All right. Well, thank you for talking to me.
Yeah, no,
your life is definitely worth living.
You don't have to say...
I know. Well, I'm just going to say it anyway.
No, I appreciate that.
Life's a long time, and things change, and conditions change.
Yeah.